Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We're going to be in episode 2 in our series on fat loss killers. The next one that Adam had on his list was stress. And I can't even say, Adam, that I probably would have thought of this, even though it is an obvious one. You know, I get into coaching mode where you think everybody's here because they want to be here. Things are going to go great. They've carved out the time. But in reality, we're all probably a little busier than we want to be. And we're, sometimes packing in a contest into the calendar is not easy. So what do you see as direct remedies to stress? How do you keep people focused enough on their fat loss and their competition goals to keep stress at bay?
This is a tough one because you can't really ask people to leave their job. Sometimes it's relationship stress and you just don't know the whole situation of the client. So it's hard to step in. I would say simple things that we manage. Stress can also be from the training. So if someone's suffering from a lot of, I would say, environmental stress, I might actually pull their training back a bit. So then they're not just beating up their body on top of that. They need time for those cortisol levels to drop and recover. So that's first, because that training can be the cause. Second, I might use something supplemental. Ashwagandha has been shown to be a great adaptogen to lower cortisol levels. And, I'm sponsored by Core Nutritional. So a lot of times we use the Core Hard, just a really great supplement to help people even increase their GABA levels, which can help elevate their mood. So that's pretty much it from just like an initial management standpoint. I think that it's important to talk about, why stress can cause, fat stalls for sure. And a lot of times it just doesn't lead to the best hormonal environment for men or women. I've seen high stress situations affect testosterone levels very directly in men and very directly in women. And I've seen women have zero progesterone because lots of stress. And, when you have those imbalances, it's very hard to lose body fat.
Yes, I mean, very much so from a neuroendocrine standpoint. You're creating this almost hypertensive environment, and now you always have a heightened amount of adrenaline and cortisol. And it's number one, it's going to impede recovery. It's going to increase hunger. You're always going to be in that fight or flight mode where your body's releasing glucose and even lipids into the bloodstream. And then you have to resynthesize that. It knocks you completely off balance when it comes to just normal fat utilization between meals. But one of the things that I thought of when you were going through that list, Adam, is as a competitor myself, I always made sure I orchestrated two things in my life. Number one, I physically, from a very practical sense, had to make sure it was an okay time. Is there anything on my calendar in my workload and personal life that was just going to make this an impossibility? If so, it's not the right time to compete. The second thing is to have that mindset that I want to do well. I want to do my best, but I don't want this to dominate everybody else's lives around me. So I was one of those guys who would often not even tell my wife I was getting ready to compete until, 8, 12 weeks later, she noticed like, "Ooh, you're getting leaner. Like you're competing, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you caught me." Because I don't want it to be the center of everybody else's trauma. I'm going to deal with some of those things myself. That's my battle. And so I don't know. I liked to make it a really big thing personally, but also kind of a quiet thing. And that helped me control even my own stress.
I had a really good inquiry with a client recently who did sign up with me. She's going through a divorce. And I said, "Are you sure you want to compete right now?" First time competitor, actually, too. And she said that it's just very cordial right now. And she said that she didn't see him reacting in a way that would be distracting. And I think that, some situations aren't like that in that situation. So I think it was really good we discussed that. So I'm glad you brought that up because I had a very similar scenario with a client where I said, are you ready to actually dive in and do this right now?
Well, to your point, and I'll wrap it up with this, the baseline physiology is everything. So anything can create stress in your life, but when there is just too much of it, you're going to pay a physical price, and it's going to impede your fat loss. It's going to impede your ability to do what you need to do. So you just have to either manage it, learn how to take care of it better, or delay a contest. But we will see you next time. We're gonna head into a couple other areas in the Fat Loss Killer series. We'll see you in Contest Prep U next time.